We're losing. Listen to me. I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there. Y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
Before seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me.
It shows you his character.
Was that the reason for including?
50 Cent's pressure is something you never desire in this life because Curtis treats a quarrel like a full-time endeavor with no end in sight. He constructs a full plot around the person he is targeting rather than merely arguing. People also make the joke that you're not even playing at his level if you're not out there doing a whole documentary about your adversary. 50 has been accumulating moments with Diddy for almost 20 years, taking notes like someone who likes to let the tension build before flipping the switch. Supporters claim that he has been manipulating the situation for years while observing from the sidelines and waiting for the ideal opportunity to cause an explosion. And at last, that moment struck with genuine intensity. Curtis dropped something that rocked the room, not just a suggestion. People are amazed by how 50 was able to obtain film related to Diddy's final significant public performances prior to his legal troubles, pushing him out of the spotlight in his recently released documentary about the rapper. Nobody anticipated that 50 would pull off such a daring rollout. But in all honesty, this is precisely the kind of dramatic move that people say he has been prepping for since the mixtape era. And based on his online behavior, it's obvious that he's taking pleasure in every moment of the commotion and response it's generating.
Sean Combs watches this. What do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a...
According to reports, Diddy is attempting to manage everything behind closed doors because he is powerless to stop the documentary's rapid spread and is feeling a lot of strain as his team tries to react. Rumor has it that he is fuming to his legal team while they scramble to decide what to do next, arguing that the project shouldn't be made public at all. His attorneys promptly issued a statement denouncing the video as unlawful and even tried to convince big streaming services like Netflix to remove it. They are making a strong case that the video wasn't supposed to be posted online, but the internet is growing far more quickly than they can file a complaint. In the meantime, 50 is smirking as if he had planned this entire plot years in advance. He is well aware that streaming services continue to collaborate with him since controversy follows him about like a shadow. Curtis is more knowledgeable about the meat industry than most others. Without exerting any effort, he transforms every rivalry into a lucrative opportunity. Some fans continue to make jokes about how Diddy should never have brought 50 on that well-known shopping trip back in the day, since it seems like 50 has a symbolic hold on him ever since. It seemed as though something was ignited at that precise instant, and Curtis never took his foot off the throttle. Not once, not even for a moment. Now, 50 Cent and director Alexandra Stapleton are collaborating on a 4-part documentary series called Combs: The Reckoning. The public has never seen any of the footage included in this project. Content from the days preceding Diddy's significant court case in New York City in September 2024. Viewers are shocked by how deep some of these movies seem to go, and the show is already making waves on the internet. People were taken aback by the partnership alone, since no one anticipated that 50 would produce such a comprehensive cinematic analysis. And everyone was in awe of the way he rolled it out. The documentary series, which debuted on Netflix on December 2nd, is full with exclusive scenes that seem to show Diddy on the phone with his legal staff, arguing over strategy and pressuring them to hire someone capable of handling complex, high-level commercial transactions. People left those scenes with the impression that Diddy was aware of how complicated the situation was. Many people began guessing that he felt a significant change was imminent. The footage gives the impression that he is having difficulty coming up with any strategy that could quiet the tempest surrounding him. so you can almost feel the pressure through the screen. It's hard to overlook the strain in those clips as he keeps coming up with ideas, changing course, and attempting to tackle the issue from every perspective he can think of. The entire situation seems like someone is attempting to keep a wall from collapsing by doing everything they can to keep it from cracking. Then, viewers continue to rewatch another scene, Diddy performing the Man of the People performance while strolling around Harlem. He's embracing people, shaking hands, grinning like he's everyone's favorite neighbor, and really embracing the neighborhood hero vibe. However, he asks for hand sanitizer as soon as he gets into his car, and that change has quite different effects. 50 claims that the contrast between Diddy's public attractiveness and private distance is evident in that particular time. He claims that it's the traditional flip between mask on and mask off, when he performs for the cameras and then immediately returns to his bubble as soon as they cut. And 50 immediately refuted the question of if this entire endeavor was just an attempt to get even with a long-standing grudge. According to him, his true goal is to make it abundantly evident that the hip-hop community does not support Diddy's alleged actions. He wants this message to be strong, direct, and unchangeable. Then he went one step further and made fun of others in the industry who are remaining silent and acting as though nothing is happening in front of them.
Public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people
Went away.
went away.
Got in his car and said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirt. That was, it shows you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah, I mean, and what's the odds that you would do that in front of a camera? Like that's one of the moments where he forgot.
And to be honest, 50 isn't overstating things. He's not disclosing any fresh information on Diddy. The world heard all of the information pertaining to Diddy's case directly from the courtroom throughout the trial. Nothing in this documentary alters Diddy's current situation because he has already received a sentence. Long before 50 announced this project, all the information was known. Therefore, this isn't about changing history or finding hidden files. 50 is criticizing the selective silence of the industry, and that is a powerful part. His point is that it sends the wrong impression when powerful people act as though they didn't see or hear anything. For example, the hip-hop community feels at ease ignoring circumstances that ought never to be dismissed. He's making it obvious that he won't let the topic end because it makes people uncomfortable by pointing to that backstage shrug and silent approbation. He is exerting pressure on that point, the notion that sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Additionally, individuals are free to criticize 50 in any way they see fit, calling him excessive or accusing him of enjoying the drama. However, one thing sticks out. He has never been associated with any inappropriate behavior or significant wrongdoing. Additionally, his spotless record lends more credence to his current position. That's precisely why his voice is more powerful than others right now. Many artists and other figures in the business who have been close to Diddy for years are opting for total silence in the meantime. Additionally, supporters believe that their silence gives the impression that they are unsure, uneasy, or unwilling to put aside issues that ought to have been resolved long ago. And let's be truthful, 50 can keep saying that this isn't personal, but anyone who is familiar with his history can see how he moves. Almost every conflict with him eventually becomes personal.
Pop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for it.
Curtis handles resentment as if it were something he locked away in a vault, allowing it to mature and sharpen before releasing it when the time is right. There is no way to return to peace once you are on his bad side. Additionally, he ensures that everyone always sees that. Without a doubt, this is a personal matter for him. However, he should also be commended for being one of the few professionals in the field to criticize Diddy's actions before anybody else had the courage to do so. He was pointing things out when the room fell silent, when others dismissed it, laughed it off, or branded him a hater who was merely stirring things up. However, many of the things that 50 alluded to later came to pass. Fans are still aware of that. So, is 50 glowing at the moment? He is, of course. Can you really blame him? When he used to make jokes about Diddy taking men shopping or acting out in specific circumstances, people would roll their eyes, say he was being dramatic, or accuse him of being obsessed. Even though they were making fun of him the loudest when he first mentioned it, those same people are now acting as though they've always sensed something was wrong. 50 is watching the story develop as though he created the script years ago, after the entire plot was inverted. Fans are looking back at those earlier times with an entirely different perspective because of all that has lately been released. And suddenly, the energy strikes in a completely new way. You can already tell that 50 is having a great time, since this is just the kind of opportunity he has been waiting to seize. Take a look at his response when someone asked him what he thought Diddy would do after watching the documentary. Curtis didn't think twice. He claimed to have known Diddy would become irrational as soon as he learned about the project's existence. The wild aspect was that he didn't have to wait long for Diddy's response to become apparent. CNN reports that Diddy's legal team has already sent Netflix a cease and desist letter, claiming that 50's documentary series contains material that was never authorized for broadcast. Diddy's spokesperson, Judah Angel Mir, branded the initiative a despicable hit piece in their statement to CNN, claiming that Netflix exploited content that his camp claims was never intended for the general public. They claim that the platform is disseminating private videos, and now the whole thing is developing into a serious legal back and forth. This is the particular detail that caused a stir on social media. Judah Angel Mir was supposedly Harvey Weinstein's publicist before to working with Diddy. The internet lit up as soon as that link appeared. Despite the unrelatedness of the circumstances, that one element added fuel to an already boisterous discussion, igniting constant argument on all platforms. Diddy has been filming his life for decades with the goal of ultimately producing his own official documentary, Judah told CNN. He claims that the video shown in the 50 series was a part of that private archive and was meant to remain within Diddy's inner circle until he made the decision to make it public. Sean has been working on this personal documentary since he was 19, according to Judah. Additionally, he asserts that the clips utilized in the 1950s project were first made for that long-term goal rather than for another production. He's portraying it as though this video was never supposed to be touched, much less included in a documentary series made by someone Diddy has been at odds with for a long time. However, Netflix isn't giving up. Director Alexander Stapleton collected all of the material through legal, authorized methods, and their representative informed CNN that they are unwavering in their stance. Diddy's staff is clearly furious, as seen by their cease and desist letter. Diddy has never hesitated to take legal action when he feels his rights are being violated. His attorneys cautioned Netflix. They also made it apparent that he would not hesitate to act in the same way here. It was essentially a full-force legal warning shot. The letter continued after that. Additionally, Diddy's attorneys questioned why Netflix would collaborate with 50 Cent in the first place. They described 50 as a longtime rival with a personal motive, claiming that he had been making fun of Sean for years through jokes, interviews, and constant internet taunts. Whether he has a vendetta or not, 50 Cent is currently taking full advantage of the spotlight and continues to troll Diddy on Instagram as if it were a skill he's mastered. He even shared a tape from his interview with Good Morning America, in which they asked him directly about the feud, and the internet went crazy over his caption. He said, "One feud, I put 2 of his kids in my scripted TV shows." He dropped that line with complete assurance, indicating that he doesn't share the public's perspective on the matter, and it hit the timeline like a siren. For him, it's just another chapter in a narrative that he has been directing for many years. I simply didn't like him. 50 stated, "I didn't connect with the energy stuff he offered me," and the internet was suddenly lighted up by that comment. It demonstrated how long he has been carrying this strain and how intimate some of these moments are to him. Diddy, meantime, is coping with everything while incarcerated and has little control over how popular this documentary has grown or how quickly it is gaining traction on all platforms. He is unable to slow down the rollout since it is now proceeding on its own. One thing is certain, regardless of whether people support 50's strategies or believe he's stretching the boundaries. With all the impetus, he left. He's riding the attention wave without hesitation. As if this were a full victory lap. However, not everyone on the internet is applauding. According to some, 50 ought to have considered the potential emotional impact this document would have on Diddy's children, particularly his daughters. It might be too much for them to handle to see their father discussed so intensely and on such a large platform. Fans are debating if 50 crossed a moral line or if he was just telling a narrative that would eventually come to light regardless of who told it. The argument is becoming more and more heated. This is where the conversation truly diverges, though. Many people who say think about the kids fail to see the wider picture, regardless of who covers it. The reality is that when prominent individuals find themselves in public circumstances, their families are affected. The documentary itself is not the source of its weight. It stems from the events that initially brought the tale to Front Street. 50 did not cause this circumstance. Long before his doc ever fell, he responded to something that was already public, well-known, extensively covered, and spoken about everywhere, rather than addressing the consequences he is already dealing with. If some decisions had been made sooner, things might have taken a completely different turn, because once the truth begins to surface, you can't hurl a rock, cover your hand, and then expect the world to defend your reputation. Simply put, it isn't how the actual world operates, and everyone is watching in real time as the lesson takes place. I now want to know your thoughts on the entire documentary scenario. Have you already started it, or are you putting it off until the weekend so you can finish it all at once? What do you think? Is 50 going too far and using his traditional petty manner, or is he one of the only people in the business brave enough to point out issues as they arise? This conversation is becoming serious, so please share your opinions in the comments. Make sure to click the like button, subscribe, forward the video to someone in need of an update, and maintain the conversation. Remember to give Mike Tripp some love if you're enjoying this breakdown. To support the channel's growth, like, subscribe, share, and leave comments. I'll see you at the next one.